Yo, what's up guys? Got a great training for you today. First of all, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and share the video with somebody you feel like might benefit from this training. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, then go ahead, give us a thumbs up, like the video, help us expand the reach. I do these free trainings. All I ask is help more people out by hacking the algorithm, liking a video, sharing the reach. So today we're going to talk about pipeline management and how important this is in your sales process, guys. I know when I first started out in sales, I used to say to myself, I want to be I want to be a closer. Like, I just want to close deals. I just want to collect credit cards. So that used to be like the main thing I would think about. And I used to say to myself, that's what a closer consists of, right? We're a closer, we close deals. So I was so convinced at this story because I would watch these videos of like, Grant Cardone and like Jordan Belfort and all these, these closers, right? I say that they're great at sales, so don't take that the wrong way. But I say that just because a lot of the time, guys, people they confuse a closer with just closing deals. And typically those people, right, that type of closer is going to hustle harder than anybody else and typically sacrifice most of their life in order to be just closing deals, right? And they're going to typically hit burnout and get exhausted, right? Because they're constantly hustling. That's that type of closer. Now, there's another type of closer, right? Referred to as a sales professional. And sales professionals nail this down. In any line of work that I've been in, right, whether it was, no, I take it back. This didn't really apply to selling Kirby vacuums door to door because that was a one-call close and that was it, $3,000 vacuum. So outside of selling door to door Kirby vacuums, when it came to selling for the Yellow Pages and B2B, or it came to selling B2C gym memberships, right? And if you guys don't know, hit my background, I have 5 President's Clubs between those two industries and then 1 selling door to door Kirby vacuums. So I have 6 President's Clubs in sales, 3 different billion-dollar companies. So I can tell you this in confidence that when you do this correctly, and I've also sold 7 figures in collected cash in my coaching business in 2 years. So I can tell you right now that when you master this here, guys, like, everything's going to change for you as a sales pro. So I'm going to get into a few different columns that you could use to manage your leads to help you out a little bit in case you aren't doing this now, so you can get a fast start. And then you can put this in any CRM, right? I've used Salesforce, Pipedrive, we use Go High Level right now, all great CRMs, okay? Just find one that works for you, right, and or your team. When it comes to pipeline management too, I'm going to go over a few different ways to put leads in the way of like, how are you getting new business, creating new business, right? Because sales hunters know how to create opportunity. They don't just wait around for it, okay? So number 1, you're going to have a column of ghosted. So these are all leads that have ghosted you. They're not contacting you, anything like that. We won't get into any follow-up stuff right now, but if you guys do want a little bit more, like some SOPs and some feedback on how you're doing these different things, you can email us at support@thesalesagency.com and we'll respond to your questions there. So over here, and if you have any comments, guys, you want to put them down below, we'll answer them. So just drop them below. I'll answer them on the live video, and then I'll come back to YouTube, right? And I'll answer them down below in the comments. So over here, you're going to have new opportunities. So these are completely new leads that you have gone out and manufactured yourself, right? New leads. Or maybe you buy lists or anything of that along that nature. You're going to have over here appointments booked. So these are the appointments that are booked. So whether you booked these came in from your ads, a team of setters booked these calls for you. Wherever these came from, these are booked appointments. Over here, you have your follow-up. And then follow-up are people that you are currently in the process of advancing, right? So advancing the deal is taking it from one step to the next step, right? Then you have closed. Now, what I would say actually in between Ghosted and new, you're going to want one additional column. So let me actually put that on here, just so you guys have that. And I'll explain why you want this column separate. So you have ghosted, and you have a hot list. So, and then closed. Now, just so you guys know, when you're in the process of managing business, a book of business, which you should do in any industry, right? I did this when managing my book of business, selling gym memberships, $70 to $300 per month gym memberships for a company called Lifetime Fitness, to selling digital marketing, right? For a phone book company called the Yellow Pages, to consulting now. You want to do the next thing I'm going to tell you, regardless of the business that you're in. These closed leads need to go into their own pipeline. Okay? We're not going to get into what that looks like right now. I just want to let you know that you need to be nurturing your current closed leads that you have, because you should be getting referrals and upsells, okay, and testimonials. So you need to be getting these things, put them in a separate pipeline so you can see how far along they are having started with you. Whether they're working out, just make sure they're having a great experience, or whether they're, you're in a service-based business, you want to make sure that they're seeing some type of momentum, right? It doesn't matter if the sales cycle is 6 months for them. Like maybe they're doing aviation plane crashes, right? And they're a personal injury attorney that specializes in something like nursing home negligence, which a case like that could take 8 months. I know, because I had a nursing home negligence attorney, and it takes them 8 months in their sales cycle. So in order to keep clients along like that, you're going to want to make sure that you're helping them see the momentum that you're creating, the small wins, in between that 8 months. And knowing how to manage your own pipeline will allow you to project that onto your clients, so you can help your clients see, like, yo, what's in the pipeline? What is currently contracted? What people have you advanced that are looking to be contracted? This is how you keep clients, guys. Because if you have a client and their sales cycle isn't 30 days, they can turn around and say, you haven't done anything for me, right? And even clients that have a 30-day sales cycle will come around and say, like, oh, well, it's been 2 weeks and I haven't seen anything happen yet. And if you guys are unfamiliar with the term sales cycle, that's from the time that you get a lead in to the time that you close it, that is your sales cycle, okay? If you guys aren't familiar with that term. So anyway, just a side note, make sure all of your closed accounts go into their own pipeline, so you're nurturing for upsells, referrals, and testimonials. Over here, your ghosted accounts, you'll put this over here when people have stopped responding to you. And then whenever you have something new, you're looking to hit maybe a revenue milestone or a bonus gap, you're closing a bonus gap, which basically means that you're only X amount of units or revenue away from hitting your bonus as a sales rep. Come over here and you can do reactivation campaigns. If you're not familiar with that, we're not going to get into that in this video, but you can email us again at support@thesalesagency.com and we'll help you out with that. Over here you have your hot list. So the hot list is people that have told you they're looking to get started, they're just waiting for X, right? This is circumstantial, but they want to get started with you as soon as they can do X, right? So you've already advanced the deal. This hot list has already been booked on a call. You've hopped on a call with them. You're following up with them, but these are people that are low-hanging fruit, okay? So this you can also, you know when they want to get started, so you have like a task dated, and then you could also hit them with a reactivation anytime that you're looking to get that pushed over the fence. So I used to do this all the time in any industry I was in. You can create your own urgency, where I would always do this at end of month, especially selling service-based businesses. I actually did it in B2C as well, selling gym memberships. But you call up everybody you've already met with, and you're letting them know, hey, it's the end of the month, we're looking to break a new record this month, we're not going to get there without you. Right? I know you're looking to do this, you're just waiting for X. If there's any way that we could accommodate you to make that happen, or something similar to that, could we welcome you to the family so you could help us hit this new goal, because we're not going to get there without you. You'd be shocked, guys, at how many people are willing to help play for the bigger thing and not just them or you. Okay, they're playing for a bigger picture now. So this is huge. There's other ways to do reactivations and creating your own urgency, but hot lists are the low-hanging fruit. This will get you over that that line, that threshold, right? To like the new revenue or the breaking a certain amount of units, etc. New accounts, these are ones that you've hunted yourself, right? You found these or bought a list or whatever, but this is them going into this pipeline here. This is just brand new, right? New people you have not contacted yet or been on the phone with. Appointments booked. These are people over here that you are currently hopping on calls with. So let's say you have, I don't know, 20 meetings this week. Then you put, and by the way, if you don't have at least 10 to 20 meetings per week consistently, that's top of funnel, guys. You need to have at least 10 to 20 calls per week. Like anything less than that, it's gonna be tough to be able to predictably grow your business. So if you need any help with that, again, sound like a broken record, just email us, right? support@thesalesagency.com. But appointments booked, you're gonna have all those here. After the call is done, you're going to move these people over to either a follow-up, because you need to have some type of clear future at the end of your sales calls. When are you following up, or is it just not a good fit, and why? Okay? If these people no-show you, you can put like no-shows, whether that's like behind ghosted or whichever you'd like. Have a no-show column, and you can do trigger automation. So like we have a trigger automation. So we'll put this here in our no-show column. Anytime somebody, let's say an appointment's booked and they don't show, when we throw them into this no-show column, and the reason we do that is because we want to get them reactivated. So we either want to get them back on an appointment, right? Or we want to be able to put them in the follow-up column, right? We need to make sure they're revived. They're not ghosted yet because we haven't had any opportunity to reach out to them. So we don't classify them as ghosted just yet. But in this no-show column, it's going to send out a trigger. And we have certain messages that go out depending on if they get in the appointments booked or they come over here to the no-show. Like whichever one of these pipelines they're dragged into, it automatically shoots them a message, right? So they get put into a sequence right away. Similar to like an email list, right? Except this we do through text messages primarily, not emails really. But anyway, once they hit the no-show column, it shoots them a trigger, a video. And then once they're over here, appointment booked, this is going to shoot them also a video, letting them know what to expect during the call. We still do manual follow-up, manual appointment confirmations, because there's a certain finesse around that. And people are just, the market's more sophisticated, right? We're in 2020 at the time of making this video. Buyers are just smarter now than they ever used to be. So you want to make sure that you are accommodating that, giving them a little bit more information, let them know what's up. They know when something's automated. Like, spoiler alert. So anyway, guys, managing your pipeline, what this is going to allow you to do is to know if I have 10 deals. So we have a member on our team, right? He's got, I think this morning went over his pipeline, and last night, I'm not going to get into how we run meetings, but at the end of the day, he had 15 deals, I believe it was, in his hot list. And these are people that he's already met with that want to get started. We're just needing to accommodate X, which coming towards the end of the month, we're going to reactivate those to be able to generate X amount of revenue, right, based on what's in his pipeline. So he's got 15 people here. Just today alone, he has 6 meetings under booked. He'll typically have like 20 meetings a week, 20, 30 meetings. And then follow-ups, so this is kind of relevant. We'll just go over the hot list and appointments booked. So we can tell, based off his closing percentage on appointments booked for the week, what we can project for the week, right? So if let's just use round numbers if you're watching this video, because it'll be different for different industries that you're in. But if you have 10 appointments, you come into the week with 10 appointments, and you close it, I don't know, 20%, right? You can project based on new appointments and your one-call close rate, because that's different than your follow-up close rate. Based on your one-call close rate, you're going to land 2 deals, right, based on those numbers. So you're able to project whatever the average sale is of 2 deals. So let's say you're selling a $10,000 product. You can project $20,000 coming into the week. And then you also have this hot list. And of these 10 people here, or of these 15 people, let's say 3 of them were only waiting for X to be able to get started, and we can accommodate them with that. So we're able to reach out, and we're confident we can get 3 of these people on to get started. So this right here, 3 people times 10K, that's another $30,000. So this is how coming into the week, you can project based on new appointments booked and based on your hot list. And let's just say in follow-up, let's just say you got like 3 people in here in your follow-up column that are also looking to get started, that you're rebooking. You just need confirmation time. So you can move them over here because they wanted to get started this week too. So you're following up just to get the appointment confirmation. So that's 3 deals. Follow-ups are typically going to be closes because obviously they've already been on a call with you. The likelihood of closing them is just much, much higher. Okay. So let's say you only close one of these 3, which is like 33%. All right, so only close 1, so that's $10,000. You're going to have the 2 from appointments booked, that's $20,000, plus the $30,000 here. So that's $60,000 coming into the week that you're able to project based on your pipeline. Okay? So this has nothing to do with any reactivations from ghosted leads, any reactivations from no-shows, has nothing to do with any of your closed pipeline that you come into upsell, right? Or any referrals that you get that you're able to close. This is all from your pipeline management. This is huge, guys. Back when I was selling gym memberships, people used to think that January was the best month. Like everyone was convinced January because of New Year's resolution, it was the best month. But to let you know, I sold more memberships in December and May than I ever did in January. And I was a top producer. Okay, I was always top 10 out of 600 sales reps in this company. All right, and the reason why is because in May, from the previous year, I would write down all the names of all the college kids that came in to sign up. I would get a bunch of their friends, give them a bunch of free passes to get their friends to come in, and I would just keep playing this pass game, get all their friends to come in. So by the end of the summer, I had a few hundred, no exaggeration, over 200 names of college students that came through my door in the span of a month. So all I do in March and April of the next year, I start to message them, right? Because they're in my pipeline. My pipeline would go on for years at a time, guys, right? So I would message them and say, hey, May's coming up. We still coming back in town or what? And by the way, you want to be casual with your messages. Casual, simple, easygoing. Don't be like a robot, okay? It doesn't have to be so political. So what's up, man? We coming back in? You bringing some friends? Coming to the party? They'd be like, yeah, definitely. We're still going to be there over the summer. Cool. I signed 155 new memberships in May. And so people thought that January was the best month, but it wasn't. It had the highest attrition, and it was okay volume. All right, I think I only signed like 100 some odd accounts in January, which is still a lot. It's a president's club, but for the sake of what's going on here, this is the best way to do it. When it comes to new accounts, let's say you're in the B2B space and you're selling service-based businesses. My suggestion, and this is what I did at the Yellow Pages, I created a target list, and my target list of new clients that I put in here was some of the biggest accounts that I could find, right? So I started going, and this is selling digital marketing for the Yellow Pages when everyone's going after local business. I wanted to go after big dogs. So I went after JCPenney's, Tyson Foods, AMC Theaters, Pepsi, Coke, YRC Freight, a handful of other big companies like that, $500 million, $1 billion companies and so on. And now you're probably saying to yourself like, oh, Rob, why would Pepsi buy from the Yellow Pages? It's not a matter of would they buy, it's a matter of are you talented enough to know how to get through the red tape and get to a decision maker? Because if you can get through the red tape to a decision maker in a multi-billion-dollar corporation, I'm gonna just let you know, spoiler alert, you're gonna be able to get in anywhere. And I was doing this via cold call. Nowadays we have other ways of doing it through ads and through DMs, and emails, but I was doing just cold calls back then because they didn't teach us any of this stuff, right? They had a really poor sales system. I'll just put it out there. And but I found out that Pepsi and Coke only hire internally, so I got that information. AMC I could never get a hold of. JCPenney's wasn't hiring because they were not in a good place business-wise. But I ended up one call closing one of those companies for $108,000 in the span of 4 weeks. okay? A $108,000 contract, $18,000 a month for 6 months. So I can tell you right now that it takes you having the clients that you're going after, right? New clients, knowing how to predictably get these new leads, whether you're going after service-based businesses, B2B, and you're targeting specific blue chip accounts, which those would technically have been like a blue chip account for the Yellow Pages, or you're going after digital marketing clients. Maybe you have a coaching business, right? So we're a sales development company, the sales agency. So if you have a coaching business, maybe you do like the Dream 100, like Russell Brunson talks about this, a Dream 100 list. So just write down 100 entrepreneurs or business owners that you want to reach out to. Go after those 100, right? So create your new list, and it makes it a lot easier to know where you're going when you could see like everything in front of you. But anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about this video and if it was helpful, and if so, what part of this was helpful, right? Because we want to do our best to be able to help you advance your business. And then obviously, guys, if you want us to help you develop a more effective sales team, then just shoot us over an email at support@thesalesagency.com. Love to be able to help you out. So anyway, fam, make sure that you follow the fundamentals. The fundamentals will lead you to elite salesmanship. Don't cut corners and get lazy with just taking inbound leads, because if those inbound leads dry up and that's how you are getting all of your business, what happens then? Okay? So anyway, catch you guys on the next one.